Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy Mighty Casey Game McCalla answering some questions for the homie Elvis. So I'm gonna answer them real quick because I don't know how much space I got on my iPad. I thought Beyonce's Super Bowl performance, it was Coldplay's Super Bowl performance, but Beyonce kind of stole the show. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of choreography, a lot of colors. I didn't notice any pro-blackness about it until after this. Everyone was talking about it, and I was like, okay, they was just like Black Panthers. I just thought they was black with funny hats like French. You know what I'm saying? I definitely didn't think it was anti-police. That's like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. People think it's anti-police. To say stop killing people is not anti-police. That's just trying to keep the police in check. You know what I'm saying? That's like if soldiers kill a whole village in Afghanistan and you say, hey, stop killing those kids. That's not anti-soldiers. That's just pro-human. You know what I'm saying? So I do not think it was at all anti-police. I think it was pro-human because we don't like seeing people die. That's just me. I think she did great. I think my thing is, I don't know how much she's doing. She's using Black Lives Matter to like sell records or for her image. I don't know. So I'm not gonna say nothing about it till I really know her intents. Cause her and Jay seem to be capitalists and they seem to like sell Pepsi and sell clothes and they seem to be all about their paper and they really haven't been about the community before. But now the Black Lives Matter's popping, they be like, oh, buy my record, subscribe to Tidal, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, buy my record. And then after she did it, you know what I mean? It would be nice if she could have went on a free tour and spread her message for free. But she's charging people like $800 a ticket to be part of her formation revolution. So I don't know what her intents were. She could have been trying to, you know, be positive, or she could have been like, yo, Black Lives Matter is all in the news. Let me make the news and make paper. Because it worked out well for her. She got so much pub, so much press, and I had to think she was thinking that. So whether she had good intentions or she was just doing it, I'm glad she did it, though. You know what I'm saying? I think entertainers should have responsibility for enlightening people because they have power. You know what I'm saying? Like if you seen Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. So if you have a lot of power and you can touch a lot of people, then you know what I'm saying, you should use that power to help people. So I think her and Jay both have a lot of responsibility to not just Black Lives Matter, but issues like education, issues like the drug war, issues like the mass incarceration of black people, issues like overseas, like when overseas people is dying and being murdered and killed and all that. So I do think celebrities do have a responsibility to, you know, have a message to try and make society better. You know what I'm saying? Because people give them a lot of money out their pockets so they could be big stars, and I think they should give back and be role models. That doesn't mean they will. I definitely know the history of Black Panthers. I'm a huge fan of the Black Panthers. So basically, Huey Newton and Bobby Seale started it in the late 60s, being inspired by Malcolm X. And in self-defense, you had a lot of police brutality, you had a lot of racism going on. So they decided what they was going to do was to stand up for black people by, carrying guns, because a lot of police brutality going on. Like, it was not only like today, but it was also political police brutality, and people was getting killed protesting and stuff like that. You have leaders like Martin Luther King being assassinated, Medgar Evers being assassinated by the government, and that's true. We get in that later. It's the government though. Follow me later if you want to learn more. So what they would do is they would arm themselves, which is in the Constitution, and they would follow the police, monitor the police. But that's not only what they would do. They would also have free breakfast for kids, educational programs for kids, social services, a lot of stuff like the government wasn't providing for people in terms of welfare, child care, health care, all that. They was providing it. So they was really doing a lot for the community. And I think there was a big issue when they stormed the State House with guns, which is their right to do. And that kind of led to them banning guns in California. And you had a lot of people like Fred Hampton, who was assassinated by the government. So, and the FBI was all over them. FBI was calling so pro, and they was infiltrating. They was getting snitches. They was doing all that. So Black Panthers, they weren't all perfect because they had a lot of rats in there, and they had a lot of agent provocateurs who were people who would have the Black Panthers make them look racist, make them look like they want to fight. But this wasn't them. This was the government putting people in their organizations to make them racist, to make them violent. But that didn't really represent how they were. I do know the history of the KKK. If you watch Forrest Gump, you kind of see it. The dude who Forrest Gump was named after started the KKK after the Civil War. A lot of white people who fought for the South was very, very, very mad that they lost, and they was very mad at black people because black people have rights. So they began lynching and terrorizing black people, blowing up churches, hanging people, killing black people, just terrorizing them. A lot of them was actually police too. So they would be police officers by day, and then at night they would wear the hoods, and then they would terrorize black people with standing up for their rights, intimidate them from voting, intimidate them for standing up for their rights, lynching them, which was terrorism. So the KKK was basically terrorists against black people, Al Qaeda against black people, whatever. Oh, if the KKK, I think maybe if you didn't have the KKK, you might not have needed the Black Panthers. So if you could erase one, I would definitely erase the KKK. That's not even really a question for me. So you know, I'm a big fan of Black Panthers. They stood up for their rights. They wasn't perfect. They was infiltrated by the government, which is why they're not as powerful as they are today. Now you have the new Black Panthers who are a little, I don't know, they're a little. Racism is definitely alive, and how can we have a healthy dialogue about it? I think what people like doing all the time is talking about the same thing, talking about the N word, talking about racism in entertainment, which is definitely true. But I think the biggest issues of racism is economics. Who got the paper? Who has access to the paper? So you know, because of racism before, black people have less money, white people have more money. Because of the class system, it allows people with money to make more money, and people who got no money get less money. So I think if we change the economics of it and we allow black people to have more money, and I think that will change it because money's power, and it's a power issue. Black people don't have much power in society. White people have a lot, so they get to dictate how black people look like, what black people do, etc., etc. I hope all my questions or your questions was answered. Shout out to Elvis Valdez. He's the man. Congratulations on the engagement. I'm so happy for you, brother. All right? Peace.